Arkansas, this is an important state for two of the various presidential candidates. Hillary Clinton was the first lady of Arkansas, while her husband Bill Clinton was the governor for many terms. Mike Huckabee spent 10.5 years as the governor of Arkansas. We'll see how they're doing in 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Arkansas will be closing, and then at the top of the hour, another 6 states will be closing, including New York State. We're watching all of this very closely. Let's throw it over to Campbell Brown as we continue our coverage. Welcome, Campbell.
Thanks, Wolf. We want to check in now with our correspondents who are stationed around the country at the campaign headquarters, also at some of the polling stations. And let's start with Candy Crowley, who is here in New York with Hillary Clinton's campaign. And Candy, called now for Obama, Georgia and Illinois, Oklahoma for Hillary Clinton. What's been the reaction in particular to Georgia there at the Clinton headquarters?
Well, the reaction has been, listen, we never really made a great play for Georgia. He had more people in there. He spent more money on ads, $500,000. We just had some radio ads. We never went up on TV. He was in there earlier with more people. It did leave out that both Bill and Hillary Clinton were in Georgia last week. Nonetheless, you know, they're sort of painting this as we expected it, and so we move on. Oklahoma, they say, wow, listen, you know, Barack Obama has been saying all along that he's the only one that can play in Republican states. Well, here's a red state, and she's done very well. Obviously, she's done very well around Democrats in Oklahoma, but nonetheless, that's the sort of spin that you get on nights like this, Campbell.
And Suzanne, who is at Obama headquarters in Illinois, same sort of expectations game coming from the Obama campaign, downplaying expectations to the extent possible. But give us a reality check. What are they really anticipating?
Well, what they're hoping for is they come at least within 100 delegates of Clinton and win some states. That will be a successful evening for them. But I have to say, when it comes to Georgia here, one thing that you have to realize here is that Barack Obama did work hard for that state, that you can't take it for granted, the African-American vote. That was a state where you saw Barack Obama as well as Senator Clinton participating in his marches for Martin Luther King, commemorating the holiday. But also, too, you had a civil rights icon, Congressman John Lewis of Georgia, backing Clinton. You also had the former mayor of Atlanta, Andrew Young, backing Clinton. So this really is an indication, like we saw in South Carolina, of the majority of African Americans really rejecting the black establishment, the civil rights establishment, and going for the candidate of their choosing.
All right, Suzanne, at a very rowdy Obama headquarters in Illinois. And let's go now to Republicans and Dana Bash, who is at McCain headquarters in Phoenix. And Dana, talk us through a couple of things. First of all, Illinois going to McCain, a toss-up state, and then Connecticut, where McCain was drawing moderates. What's been the reaction tonight?
Well, I just got an email from somebody in the McCain campaign who said perfect so far. They think that this is, at least so far, going according to plan, which has been to lock up some of the early states that are going to call in the Northeast, like New Jersey, like Connecticut. We are still waiting to hear about New York. But like you said, sort of some of those states where there are some maybe more natural McCain voters, those voters who tend to be more moderate. Now, what McCain has been trying to do, it's been interesting with these states, he's been trying to say, you know what, I'm not just going to come here as the Republican candidate for the nomination. I'm going to be here as the Republican nominee for the general election. So the case he's been trying to make, Campbell, is that as a Republican Party, he should be the guy that they want because he can perhaps broaden the party and make some of these states that have really been pretty blue in recent years more competitive for Republicans in the general election. Unclear if he can really do that, but he says if anybody can in the Republican Party at this point, it's him.
All right, Dana Bash, who is out in Phoenix for us at McCain headquarters. And let's go now to Mary Snow. Mary's at Romney headquarters. And Mary, we've been looking at the numbers in Georgia. Huckabee running extremely strong there. We also saw what happened in West Virginia today. How frustrated is the Romney Romney campaign, rather, that Huckabee has stayed in the race, frankly?
Yeah, Campbell, everyone is very guarded at this point. West Virginia was certainly a disappointment, and Mitt Romney felt that he was picking up momentum in Georgia. He went there yesterday to campaign. So there's a lot of caution watching those states because he has been making the case that he is the conservative candidate of the Republican Party. Very subdued crowd here tonight. There was some signs of life finally after Massachusetts results came in. It was not a surprise that Mitt Romney would win there. But if he didn't, that would have been a big blow because John McCain has been campaigning there in the past couple of days. All eyes right now are on California. People here are pinning their hopes on California, hoping that he will do well there. And the only projection that they're making tonight is that it's going to be a very long night. Campbell?
All right, Mary Snow at Romney campaign headquarters. And let's go now to Dan Lothian, finally, who is at the Huckabee headquarters. And Dan, we've been watching the numbers. As I mentioned before, Georgia running very strong, also West Virginia earlier today. But you know the charge that Huckabee has been a spoiler in this race, has not allowed this to be a two-man race. What are they saying there tonight?
Well, that's right, and that is what has been really heating up over the past couple of days as Romney has really been talking so much about really turning this into a two-person race. Mr. Huckabee, though, saying, that's really arrogant for anyone to think that this really should become a two-person race. He says he's still strong. He believes he can pick up some good delegates, specifically in the southern states where he has been spending so much time, certainly here in Arkansas and Tennessee, in Georgia. And so he says, this is not a time to start talking about a two-person race. He still has a long way to go in this campaign. They're very confident. They feel that they're doing well, and they are also very happy about the support that they've been getting from folks, voters here in Arkansas and across the South. So they're hoping that all of that can certainly translate into some votes tonight. Campbell?
All right. Dan Lothian for us at Huckabee headquarters in Little Rock. And let's go back to Wolf now for more on the numbers.
Thanks very much, Campbell, for that. It's interesting. Arkansas is one of those states that closes its polls on the half hour. That's coming up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, less than a minute from now. Arkansas, the home state for Hillary Rodham Clinton. She was the first lady from Arkansas for a long time. Arguably, her home state is really Illinois, where she was born and raised, but she spent a lot of time in Arkansas when her husband Bill Clinton was the governor. Mike Huckabee spent 10.5 years as the governor of Arkansas, so he's obviously very, very well known in that state. On the Republican side, Hillary Clinton very well known. On the Democratic side, Barack Obama had made a little bit of a inroad in Arkansas, tried a little bit to score some points there, but Hillary Clinton is still very, very popular in Arkansas right now, and as a result, a lot of people are assuming that she was going to be doing very, very well. And right now, we're ready to make the projection. And no great surprise here, Hillary Clinton will carry the Democratic presidential nomination in Arkansas, where she was the first lady for a long time. 47 delegates are at stake, but they will be divided up proportionately depending on how Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama do in the various congressional districts there. Also, no surprise on the Republican side, Mike Huckabee, the longtime former governor of Arkansas. He will be the winner in Arkansas. 34 delegates are at stake in Arkansas. 3 superdelegates, 31 delegates that are chosen today, and they're not necessarily winner-take-all in Arkansas. They're divided up in a very complicated formula involving some of those congressional districts. But still, an important victory for Mike Huckabee in Arkansas. Had he not won in Arkansas, had Hillary Clinton not won in Arkansas, it would have been very, very embarrassing for these two presidential candidates. As a result, they do what was widely expected. Important wins for them because it allows their momentum to continue. And Mike Huckabee, after winning in West Virginia earlier in the day, winner take all, 18 delegates there. He's doing rather well in Georgia right now, a 3-man race underway on the Republican side. In Georgia, we have not been able to project a winner in Georgia, but in Arkansas, that you can see that sort of light pink there, that's Mike Huckabee winning in Arkansas. The yellow states are the states that are in play right now on this Super Tuesday. The dark red, the states that we've projected that John McCain will win, including Illinois and New Jersey and Connecticut. Sort of the light red or pink are states that Mitt Romney we've projected. Excuse me, the dark brown is Mitt Romney, the light pink is Mike Huckabee. That's on the Republican side right now. Let me back up and take a look at the Democratic side right now. You can see the dark blue is states that Hillary Clinton has won, and the lighter blue, Barack Obama. Tennessee, Let's take a close look at Tennessee right now. 3% of the precincts have reported. 85 delegates are at stake in this state. We have not been able to project the winner yet, but with only 3% of the precincts in, now we did project it. Now we just projected, even as I'm speaking right now, we can project the winner in Tennessee. Hillary Clinton, based on the exit polls that we had, as well as the hard numbers, 3% of the precincts coming in, and we've looked closely at those precincts. We've projected that Hillary Clinton will carry Tennessee on the Democratic side. Even as I was speaking right now, Barack Obama only 34% with 3% of the precincts. Take a look at this. Actual votes that have come in. Hillary Clinton with 26,701. Barack Obama 17,075. Barack Obama was hoping to do well in Tennessee, but Hillary Clinton, we have now projected literally within the past few seconds that she will carry Tennessee. It's a very, very interesting development because Barack Obama had been doing very well in some of those other southern states, including South Carolina, we saw earlier, and as well as Georgia. On the Republican side in Georgia, 18% of the precincts have now reported. Mike Huckabee maintaining a slight advantage over John McCain, 34%. McCain 31%, Romney also at 31%, Ron Paul 3%. Let's take a look. Let's drill into the numbers and see what they actually are, with 18% of the precincts reporting. Huckabee ahead with 60,827, McCain 56,135, Romney 54,525, and Ron Paul 4,700 or so. So Georgia still very much in play right now, a three-man race underway, 34 to 31% for Romney and McCain. That's obviously a very, very close race. And by the way, CNNpolitics.com, you can keep track of all of these races, state by state, on the Republican side, the Democratic side, and you'll see the numbers coming in real time as they come in. We're going to be updating that website, CNNpolitics.com. Let's go back to Anderson. He's got some analysis.
Let's talk about Tennessee for Hillary Clinton with 54%. David Gergen, were you surprised by that?
You know, something very interesting is going on here tonight, because there are a block of 4 states in which Arkansas becomes very pivotal. It's that southern state, and to its east is Tennessee, to its west is Oklahoma, and to its north is Missouri. And she's doing very well in all 4 of those states. I think it has a lot to do with the Clinton influence, the Clinton name in that region of the country. It's having an overlap effect, it seems to me, in Tennessee. We've seen it in Oklahoma, and we may now see it in Missouri, which is a very, very important, critical state. So I just find that quite fascinating how that's going to play out tonight.
I think Tennessee is a very good win for her. She spent a lot of advertising dollars in the state of Tennessee, and there are fewer African American voters in Tennessee than there are in other southern states, and so they felt that that was also a target of opportunity for them as opposed to Georgia, Alabama. We
got to take a short break. We have a lot more numbers coming up, a lot more projections to make in the hours ahead. Stay tuned. Our coverage continues right after this break.
We're 21 minutes or so away from the top of the hour, when polls will be closing in these states: Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Minnesota, New Mexico, New York, and North Dakota. The biggest prize in that block, New York State. We're watching it very closely. You see a D after some of those states. Those are Democratic contests only. Democratic contest in Kansas, that's a Democratic caucus. In New Mexico, that's a Democratic primary. And in North Dakota, that's a Democratic caucus right there. It's closing in about 20 minutes or so from now. We'll watch to see what's happening there, and we'll see if we can make any projections in that state, in those states right now. 7 states, the biggest prize, New York State, for the Democrats and the Republicans. Let's take a look at some actual votes that are coming in on the Democratic and Republican side. We'll start off on the Democratic side in Tennessee. Let's take a look and see what's happening in Tennessee right now. We've projected that Hillary Clinton is the winner in Tennessee, 54% with 3% of the precincts reporting to 34%. 6% for Barack Obama. 85 total delegates in Tennessee, including the super delegates. In Connecticut, we have not been able to make a projection on the Democratic side yet. Right now, with 16% of the precincts reporting Obama with 50% to Clinton 48%, 60 delegates at stake right there in Connecticut. Massachusetts, let's take a look at Massachusetts right now. Do we have Massachusetts in this list over here? I don't see it, but Massachusetts, well, let's take a look at Alabama instead of Massachusetts. Right now, 60 delegates are at stake. We have not projected a winner in Alabama, but Barack Obama is doing very, very well with 71% to 28% for Hillary Clinton. But remember, this is only 6% of the precincts are in. If you look at the real numbers, 23,000 or so for Obama, 8,900 for Hillary Clinton. 6% of the precincts, though, only 6%. So we're taking a closer look at Alabama. New Jersey. Let's look at New Jersey because this is an important state coming up for the Democrats. Only 1% of the precincts have reported Hillary Clinton with 58% to Barack Obama 37%. She really needs this state. 8,600 votes so far for her to 5,400 for Obama. Right next door to New York State, she had a lot of the party establishment and working for her there. Let's take a look at some of the Republican states right now. We'll start off with Tennessee.